Right, so I could just pull this spot further left, 124.5. Of course, it's not going to show up now. There you go. So that's 124.4. Can I not make that 124.5? And you've got to be careful with this bit, because I remember is that if I move it here, it will just create a new keyframe there. You have to shift to the actual keyframe. You really don't want to do exactly the same, do you? Right, 124.5. The only other way to do it, actually, now I think about it, is to do 339. No, 339.5. There you go. Right. So that basically ensures that you have exactly the same velocity. Now, when we have additional things to happen, so at the moment, if you look at what's happening, did I do something with the opacity? I don't think so. Right? It looked like the opacity was changing for a second there. No, maybe not. I'm trying to think like if there's anything else interesting I can do. I normally get bored by this stage. That's the only problem. You can't do any effects, of course, because effects aren't going to work on this. The only thing you can do is draw like invisible boxes. I could draw an invisible box. Now, the advantage of an invisible box is basically that you can use it as a mask, basically. So, for example, if I draw a shape here, right, when we look at actually what the shape is involved, there's an option in shape, right? So you could do something like that, right? What is that's the other one. Yeah, so that's what tells you that the shape's probably a little bit big, right? Now, of course, I do like to have my anchor point right over in the middle. It doesn't always matter. It depends what you're doing, really, if it matters or not. But the thing is, if you have it in the center, you're going to have a standard. I don't know why they even in Animate they have the registration point in the top left. So obviously, the shape is. I want to nudge it, right? And what are those nudge shortcuts? Nudge right by 1. Nudge right by 5. Control Shift right. Well, we can actually do it this way. So how's that look now? The shape is not really the right size, though, is it? It needs to be bigger. What about that? Still not bigger at this point, right? So the shape actually needs to be bigger. Wait, is it? No, that's sorry, not that way. Yeah, you need to go to. Technically, you would need to go to the end point there. Unfortunately, the end point is like that. Why is that happening? All right, so basically we need to look at the end here where it stops moving and just give it a little bit. Let's actually may as well now thinking about it just to do that. And then we'll just grab our point there. So what we could do actually, seems we're kind of running into this problem where basically making the box bigger isn't really helping. See, the problem is, right, if I make it bigger in this direction, then it starts off visible. If I make it smaller, then it doesn't show the whole thing at the end. So what it sort of tells me is that perhaps there's actually a way to it tells you need to do two things, right? So what I think probably the best bet to do is to say, you know what, I'm just going to accept that smaller size. And we'll use this spot here to say that we could just make it literally as small as that. You can put our thingy back. So basically, nothing's there. We get a line. But then this point we need to fix, right? So once a line appears, and we've got a little gap there, right? Then we need to do something with the shape to change it, right? So we'll do a spot here. Then we'll go to the end. And in this one, we want to look at the shape, right? We want it to display the whole lot. So we'll just go out here and out here. So that should create a little animation for us, right? So the line comes out. Not bad, right? You can't even tell that anything's actually happened there.